Sri Gurubhyo Namaha, children. We are going to continue with the potential energy of an electric dipole in a uniform electric field. Okay. Now, before we go on to this, now let us recall whatever we have done in electric field. Now, in an electric field topic also met in the first chapter, we read that whenever an electric dipole is kept in a uniform electric field, now it experiences a torque. Okay, it experiences a torque, and the dipole will try to align itself in the direction of the uniform electric field. This is what we read. Okay, again I repeat, whenever you keep a dipole in a uniform electric field, the dipole will experience a torque and it will try to align itself in the direction of the electric field. The value of tau, okay, tau or nothing but torque, it is nothing but the turning effect of a body. It is found to be P cross E, or magnitude when you write it is PE sin theta. Now this concept you are already familiar with. In the first chapter we read tau is nothing but turning effect of a body. Now the tau that is experienced by the dipole is given as PE sin theta. So with this concept in mind, let us go to this topic, potential energy of a dipole in a uniform electric field, right? Now, in a uniform electric field, the dipole will experience a torque, it will not experience a force, right? Now, whose value we have already discussed, right? Now, what I am going to do is, I am going to find out what is the potential energy of a dipole. I am going to calculate the potential energy. So, what I am going to do is, now I am going to make the dipole rotate from angle theta 0 to theta dash. That is, now as such the previous topic, the dipole will try to align in the direction of electric field. This is how the dipole will try to align. That is, from Q to X it will try to align. But now what I am going to do is, I am going to make this dipole rotate in this direction. So what has to be done now? I have to do the work against the torque, which is equal to P sin theta. Now I am going to give an external torque. Okay. So let me write this torque as external. I am going to give an external torque such that instead of the dipole aligning in the direction of electric field, it tries to rotate in this direction. It tries to rotate in this direction. So the tau that I am giving, the torque that I am giving is opposite to the torque which is equal to PE sin theta. So definitely I have to do some work here. Yes or no? So what is the work done? By the what is the work done? To move the dipole from an angle theta 0 to theta dash against the external torque. Now that work is stored as potential energy of a dipole. Are you able to understand? Yes. So once again I repeat the concept. I apply an external torque to move the dipole in this direction, that is in this direction. So I have to do some work against the torque P sin theta. Whatever work I am doing, that work is stored as potential energy. So that value I am going to determine now. So I know this formula. So let me write what is the work done. So work done will be, now I am going to rotate the dipole from theta naught to theta 1. Let me write 1 here. It's a small one. Now against the torque, right? Okay, so work done formula. What is work done formula? Work done formula is force into distance. Now that force is nothing but the torque which is applied externally into d theta is the small distance, that is theta naught to theta 1. So the work done is this. So this external torque is also equal to PE, but they are in the opposite direction. Tau equal to minus tau external. That is what I can write. See here. Tau is equal to minus tau external, right? So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute the value of tau, which is, what is the value? PE sine theta d theta. Is it clear? Right? So work done is force into distance. Force is nothing but the external torque. Okay, the external torque into the change in the angle theta naught to theta 1 is d theta. Right? Now I'm going to find out what is the value of work done. Now this work done is stored as what, children? This work done is stored as potential energy. Now let us integrate this. Now when I integrate this, this P also will come out and E also will come out. So integral theta naught to theta 1, it is sine theta d theta. Am I right? Okay. So what is integral sine theta d theta? Now with the limit theta naught to theta 1. Integral sine theta is minus cos theta, right? So theta naught to theta 1. So substitute. When I substitute, I will have upper limit minus lower limit. So minus cos theta 1 minus cos theta naught. Okay, so this will be minus cos theta 1 plus cos theta naught. So I can write this as rearrange. Now this is nothing but potential. Work done is nothing but potential, which is equal to PE. I have cos theta naught minus cos theta 1. So this is nothing but the potential energy of the system. So this is the work done, which is stored as potential energy. Okay, with an angle of inclination theta, right? Now here also I can consider the value of theta. Now when we talked about electric potential, when we talked about potential difference, we considered one to be at infinity. Potential difference between 2 points is nothing but the amount of work done to bring a charge from one point to another. In that, we considered R to be infinity. In that, from that we just came to the definition of what is called as electrostatic potential or electric potential. Similarly, here also I can take the value of theta naught, that is the initial angle. Now when I take the value of the initial angle theta naught to be pi by 2 in the sense theta takes the value of 90 degrees. So substitute. In that case, I have the potential energy is PE. When I substitute cos pi by 2 minus cos theta. Okay, so this term will be 0. Here I have the value of potential energy to be minus PE cos theta, or simply I can write it as minus PE. So what is the potential energy that is stored in a dipole in a uniform electric field? It is given by minus PE, right? Is it clear? But this expression, I can compare this expression with whatever topic we read in the last last topic, whatever we done, what is the work done with respect to a system of charges. We read no work done, what is the potential energy, that is potential energy of a system with two charges, I mean a system of two charges when kept in an electric field. I can compare this with that. Okay, so how I am going to compare? Now let us take the equation. Now that equation, let me write here. I don't have space, so I will write here, children. Refer your textbook. So with respect to theta dash, I mean theta, I will take u dash theta is equal to, now I'm going to write a potential energy with respect to the system of charges. Let me take the charges as plus q and minus q, which is the dipole. So when you consider this as two separate charges, I will have the potential energy with respect to the system of charges, what we wrote in the previous topic. Previous topic we wrote q into, I will write v of r1 minus v of r2 is minus q square by 4 pi epsilon naught into 2a. Can I explain you this? Now here we considered potential energy due to a system of charges. When you read this, when you understand before, if you want to understand this, you have to go through the previous topic. Now this is the equation 2.29, which is in page number 65. That is q of v at r1 plus q of v at r2 plus q1 q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught r12 we wrote, right? Same equation I have written here. I have taken q common, okay, and v at r1 I have written. Instead of plus here I have minus, because one charge is minus, right? So I have put minus there. Minus v of r2 minus, actually it should be plus there. Again I have the combination of this, q1 q2 is there. No, here both the charges have the same magnitude, polarity is changing. Okay, so minus q into q, you have minus q square by 4 pi epsilon naught. Instead of r, we substitute it to be the length of the dipole. What is the length of the dipole? The length of the dipole is 2a, right? Now what is r1 and r2 here? R1 and R2 is nothing but the position vectors of plus q and minus q. Now the potential difference between this is nothing but the work done in bringing, now you consider this to be an external electric field. What is the work done in bringing charge q to infinity, minus q to infinity? What is the work done in bringing the plus q to infinity is nothing but the work done. Okay, and we also know the formula for electric field. Yesterday we read relation between potential and electric field. We arrived at v by r, right? Negative potential gradient dv by dr we read, no? So what is v here? So v can be written as e into r. So I'm going to substitute for this difference of potential as E into 2a cos theta. So why it is E into 2 cos theta? Actually V is nothing but E into R. E is the electric field we know, but I wanted to know the displacement, right? So displacement, again come back to this diagram. Take this small triangle. Now here there is a angle of inclination theta. Now this is from here to here. This is the semi length of the dipole. So this side is A. Here this will be A. Now let me take this point. Let me mark this point. From here to here, it is A ma. So what is this side then? So when you take cos theta here, cos theta is this distance. Let me take this point as C. So cos theta is adjacent side by hypotenuse. So PC by A, semi length of the dipole. So it is PC by A, or I can write PC is equal to A cos theta, right? This is for this part. But when I consider the full length of the dipole, the length is 2A. Now this is also A, right? So if I consider the angle here and draw a perpendicular distance, so consider this triangle now. When I consider, let this triangle, let this point be A and let this point be B. Now take cos theta here. So when you take cos theta, what is cos theta here? Cos theta is this distance, that is AB by 2A. What is AB now? AB will be 2A cos theta. So I am going to substitute here u dash theta equal to Q into, I will have E into 2A cos theta minus, I will have this term Q square by 4 pi epsilon naught 2A. Okay, now what is this 2AQ? 2AQ is nothing but, I will write this again, once again here, let me write here. So U dash theta will be, what is 2AQ? It is P E cos theta minus Q square by 4 pi epsilon naught 2A. Is it clear? Am I making you the concept clear? So with a negative sign here. So it is minus E here. So I will have this. Now what is the difference between this equation, the previous equation and this equation? Now we also arrived at minus PE here, right? Now this is with respect to the potential energy. Here also I have got, but what is extra here? This is extra here. Q square by 4 pi epsilon naught 2A, which is a constant. Now Q square is constant, 4 pi constant, epsilon naught constant, 2A is also constant. So as far as when you consider potential energy, this constant term can be neglected. So once again you have potential energy due to a system of charges with respect to a dipole can be given as minus PE cos theta, or simply I can write minus PE. So we are arriving at the same expression. Actually this is not required, this is the main concept, but for you to understand, to compare you with the previous topic, I explained you this, children. So go through the textbook clearly. One time if you read, definitely you will not understand. You have to be very, very clear on the concepts that was discussed today and yesterday. Very, very, very important, right? If you are not going to follow the pages in your book, page number 61 to 67, this concept is very, 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 very important. Okay, so please read, try to understand. If you have any doubts, you let me know. I will teach you the concept clearly once again. So with this, we are going to discuss two problems based on this concept, children. So let me take the problem. Actually this is textbook problem only. Now look at the problem. A charge of 8 millicoulomb is located at the origin. Calculate the work done in taking a small charge of minus 2 into 10 power minus 9 coulomb from a point P. Point P is 0, 0, 3 centimeter to a point Q 0, 4 centimeter 0 via a point R 0, 6 centimeter, 9 centimeter. Try to understand the question. The diagrammatic format is given there. Okay, charge Q, a charge of 8 millicoulomb is located at the origin. Now calculate the work done in taking a small charge from a point P. Okay, now the point P is here, children. What is a point? 0, 0, 3. Okay, z axis. So x axis will be 0, y axis will be 0, and this is how this is where the point is. Now from this point you are taking a charge of minus 2 coulomb from this point to this point. So this point is 0, 4, 0. X axis 0, y axis is 4 centimeter and z axis 0. So this is the point. Now these 2 points are, one point is here, the other point is here, and in between you have another point R, which is 0, 6 centimeter in the y-axis. Now here it is 6, right, in the y-axis. So 6 centimeter and 9 centimeter in the z-axis. But x-axis 0. So what is the work done in taking a small charge whose value is minus 2 into 10 power minus 9 coulomb from a point P to Q through R? Okay. So first let us write the values first. So Q charge is at the origin whose value is 8 millicoulomb, which is 8 into 10 power minus 3 coulomb, right? Okay. Now test charge, small charge is test charge. Let us take this as Q naught minus 2 into 10 power minus 9 coulomb. Now what is R1 here? R1 is 3 centimeter. Okay, ma? What is R2? R2 is 4 centimeter, right? So convert, when you substitute, you have to convert it into meter. So what is the work done? Work done formula, W is equal to Q naught into the potential, difference in potential, VQ minus VP. The final destination is VQ. So it is VQ minus VP. So what is, substitute the formula, Q naught into Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R2 minus Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R1. Am I right? So take this Q also outside. So you have Q naught into Q, and denominator you have 4 pi epsilon naught out. So I have 4 pi epsilon naught also, I brought it out. 1 by R2 minus 1 by R1. So now let us substitute the values. So minus 2 into 10 power minus 9, then 8 into 10 power minus 3, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 power 9 into 1 by, what is R2? R2 is 4, right? 4 into 10 power minus 2 minus 1 by, what is R1? Yes, it is 3. So it is 3 into 10 power minus 2. So when I simplify this, I will have the value of work done to be 1.2 joule. Now the simplification process is very simple. That's why I'm not simplifying it. You will get the answer. The steps are very, very simple. So try to get the answer of 1.2 joule. Okay. Now let us discuss one more sum. A cube of side B has a charge Q at each of its vertices. Determine the potential and electric field due to this charge array at the center of the cube. So electric field as such, it will be 0 because potential we are going to find out. Now opposite sides, they will get cancelled. Now here electric field due to this will be opposite to the electric field at this. Electric field here will be opposite to this. Electric field here will be opposite to this. Electric field here will be opposite to this. So the net electric field will be 0. There is no doubt about that. Okay, but we need to calculate the value of potential. Finally, you can write the electric field due to this charge array at the center of the cube will be 0 because the charges cancel each other. Okay, the value cancel each other. So the net electric field will be 0 at the center. That you can write at the last. So let us calculate now the potential. Okay. So what is the charge on each vertex? Charge on each vertex of the cube. Each vertex of the cube. What is the charge? Q, right? Now what is the side of the cube? What is the side of the cube? Side of the cube is B, right? Now so the distance, we need to calculate the distance R, okay, of the center O of the cube from any of its vertices. is equal to half of the diagonal of the cube. Now listen, I don't know whether you remember or not, when I was discussing a similar problem to find the electrostatic potential, that time we discussed about a square. So in a square, if the I said if the side of the square is going to be a centimeter, the diagonal will be root 2a. Hope you remember, I just gave a hint. If the side of the square measures a centimeter, then the diagonal will measure root 2a. Similarly, here in a cube, if the side of the cube is b, the diagonal will measure the value. What will be the diagonal value is, the diagonal value is root 3 into b. But I don't want the diagonal because I take the charge from here to the center. Okay, so here from here to center, here to center, here to center. Diagonal is the full length, but I want only the half length. So what is half of the diagonal? Half of the diagonal is, what should I write? It is root 3 by 2 into b, right? That is what I have written. Distance r of the center of the cube from any of its vertices is equal to half of the diagonal of the cube, right? Now, let me calculate the potential. Okay, so potential at O due to charge Q at any vertex, okay, is, what is the potential formula, children? V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. Now this is with respect to one vertex. Now how many vertices are there as far as a cube is concerned? You have 8 vertices. So what is potential due to 8 vertices? Therefore, potential at O due to 8 vertices. So what should I do? 8 into Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R, right? So let me substitute 8 into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. You write it separately. Now what is the Q value remains the same. What is R? I should substitute. I should substitute root 3 by 2. So root 3 and b will be there in the denominator and 2 will come to the numerator. So 2, here it gets cancelled. 4, 2s are 8, right? And so I have 2 into 2, which is 4q divided by root 3 epsilon naught b, which is the potential due to the 8 vertices of the cube. Is it clear, children? So very, very important topic I have covered today. As I told you, whatever I have taken yesterday and whatever I have taken today, you have to be very, very thorough on the concepts. Okay, all are theory based. Okay, first time when you read it will be confusing, but you have to be very, very clear in understanding the concept. Have the patience to sit and learn all the concepts clearly and try to understand. Okay, so let us continue with the next topic tomorrow, children. See you tomorrow.